Can everybody hear me? How you guys doing this afternoon? Well, first of all, thank you everybody for coming out today and for supporting the fan car. So I won't talk very much, but without further ado, the driver of the NASCAR Nationwide Series number 28. Thank you, fans Chevrolet, Kenny Wallace.
Well, hello everyone. Mercy is on the back of our race car. How many is everybody from Canada? Yes. Listen, I want to thank all of you so much. You know, when we started this program, how many people on Facebook or Twitter? How many people found out through the media and just put $20 on the car? Thank you so much. You know, last year we came up here, we had no sponsor. And it was like, what are we going to do? We have no money. And so my partner said, we're just going to start the race and we're going to run the race on 2 sets of tires. And then it started raining and I couldn't see. We had no windshield wiper, no defroster. And on the back side of the racetrack, it was the first time in my career I couldn't see where I was going. And so I looked out the window and I followed the guardrail all the way into the pit area. And as soon as I parked the car, they canceled the race. So I missed it by this much. But because of all of you race fans, we're able to be here. The car looks awesome. All of your names are on it. You look good. Everybody has said, I went on your Facebook, I tried to find my name. Some say, it took me forever and I finally found it. Have everybody stopping by the garage. I think the most famous people on the car is Patrick Carpentier. His name's right there. Jimmy Johnson. Boris said was jealous. So he came up and he gave me $20 bill. And I said, okay, here's a marker. So Boris said went on to the driver's side where it says the Herminator, and he wrote Boris said on there. I said, what'd you say? Boris said. I said, what'd you say? But anyway, this is a really big time. I can't tell you how much we love coming to Montreal. It's a beautiful town. We had so much fun last night. We were at Dundee's. Does anybody know where that's at? I had one Bud Light. That's all. Then I had tea. I had fish. And I was listening to the Ford Fan Fest. They were rocking and rolling. Me and my wife, Kim. Here's Kim. Kim, wave all your fans. She's on our flip recorder. And then we downloaded the videos on Facebook. So she's doing a little bit of videoing right now. But you know, I can sit up here and I can talk forever. But it's about you, the fans. So does anybody have any questions about Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Tony Stewart? Just kidding, that's always my joke. Does anybody have any questions about anything? What's that? He said
I got a mic here.
And you sure do.
That's right.
He says, how was it on rain tires out there? Well, I've got a great story about rain tires. I mean, not a great story, but my history on rain is very short. Every time I put rain tires on a car, it's for about 15 minutes at a time. We were in Japan about 4 or 5 years ago, and we qualified at Suzuka Circuit, and I spun off the course. Then it got sunny and we raced. But I have to tell you this, I have more laps on this racetrack in the rain than I do in the dry. So we went out for a little bit, and now we're getting ready to qualify. We go at 4:40 today, and I'll be out in the second session. I'll be with Marcos Ambrose, 47-28, so look for us out there. Has everybody seen the car? Yeah, it looks great. So the rain is not my favorite thing, but I have a good time. Here's what I look like in the rain. Ah! Yes, sir. You know what? He said, how would I like to drive in the snow? Out in Colorado, in the early 90s in Colorado, actually I did something for ESPN. It was called, I forgot exactly, ESPN on NASCAR. It was great. We ran in the snow, but it wasn't real racing. And when it's not real, you wreck the heck out of the car. You don't care. So that was a lot of fun. So I raced in the snow, I raced in the rain, and I've raced a lot of race cars. So my resume is building up. Anybody else?
What's the chances of the Sprint Series coming to Montreal?
What are the chances of the Sprint Series coming here? I have to tell you, if the crowds keep maintaining and getting as big as they are, I think they're pretty good. NASCAR usually sends the nationwide series to all these racetracks. You know, we've been in Mexico City for 3 years, and we left there and we came here. Now this is our 3rd year here. So I'm amazed by how many fans are here today. I mean, it's incredible. It's a chilly, cool day, and the stands are packed, and all of you are here. So I would think it would be pretty good, you know. As long as we're making money and y'all are showing up, that's what it's all about. You know, NASCAR just had the nationwide series at my brother's new track in Iowa in the United States, and it was a sellout crowd of over 60,000 people, and I know that looks like there's more than that here. Anybody else?
I got one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how do you like Montreal?
How do I like Montreal? I love Montreal because I like the French cuisine. I like the hotels. Everything is a throwback. Everything's old, but clean. Matter of fact, last night, I got back to our hotel, and there was a nice little clothing store right around the corner. I went in there to check the clothing out. It was a pair of shoes for $550. I said no. And I found a really cool pair of jeans. So I paid $190. That's the most money I've ever paid for a pair of jeans in my life. So I'm gonna pick those up tonight, and they you know, tailored them for me. So I bought a pair of jeans, and I got a leather jacket. So my clothing extent, there's good shopping, good food, great hotels, and nice people. I love Montreal.
We got one more question back here for you, Kenny.
Where are we at? Hi, buddy.
How do you get into the car?
How do I get into the car? It's hard. You have to keep your. I got a little bitty belly on me. You gotta squeeze in, buddy. You have to learn how to do it. Right leg first. Hold yourself up here and then slide on in and hope. And I've hit my head plenty times. Yes. Yes. Here you go. Talking to the microphone here. That way.
Where does the nickname Herminator come from?
The nickname Herminator. When I was a kid, I was diagnosed hyperactive, and so they had me on Ritalin for about a month. But there was a big German man. He stood about 6'3", and he called me Herman the German. And then because he owned a car lot. He sold used cars. And I would get in every car and I would go, I'm Richard Petty, I'm going to win the Daytona 500. Then I'd get out of that car and I'd go over here, I'm Jacques Villeneuve here, you know, and then I'd pretend I was a race car driver. And he said, that Kenny is crazy. He said, I'm going to nickname him Herman the German. And then it became Herman. And then, of course, when I got older, I liked the Herminator. The Herminator, which is my new nickname, that came from me out-qualifying my brother Rusty back in the late 90s a couple times. And Rusty didn't like that. So so one of his crew members wrote the Herminator. And I said, I like that. Yeah, so that's where it come from. Yes, ma'am. Let him.
What's it like working with Jimmy Spencer?
It's a good time. He's wild. See, I'm full of love, so I want to make everybody happy. I'm trying to make everybody happy and reason. And Spence, he ruins it all. He goes, "You suck. You're no good."